Hi friends, Diane Thompson here. I'm going to talk about a simple thing that you can do twice a day and you'll get more energy and less gas and tummy issues. Okay, so I'm going to be talking a lot about cultures that eat raw fermented food. So then we can duplicate, right? We can do the same things that they're doing so we can get the same results that they're doing. Wouldn't that be a great thing to do? Now, because if you look at the United States of America, we're rated 49th in the world in terms of our health. 49th, yet we spend the most money on health care. So if there were simple things that you could do that would create better health, would that be a good thing? I think so. And these are things that I do for myself each and every day, and I have great health. Okay, so if you know other people who are struggling with their health and they're looking for solutions, share this with them and invite them to this broadcast. Thanks for the heart. Let's start by looking at what are cultured foods, right? Okay, because most of us probably are thinking yogurt, right? But most of the yogurt that you're getting in the grocery store, to be honest with you, is pasteurized. So the cultures in there are probably dead. So let's look at some of the options that are available to you, and then, how much and when should you take them? Right? Because wouldn't you like to know that? Would be a helpful thing. Okay, and why should you eat them? What is the big deal about eating raw cultured foods? Okay, so first let's look at what cultured means, because I don't know that a lot of people really totally understand what that means, but it means, hi Tiara, thanks for being on. Cultured really means fermented, which means, it's kind of starting the rotting process. Okay, that sounds a little bit gross, right? Food is starting rot, and maybe rot is not the best word. Starts digesting the food a little bit, so it makes it more, whatever nutrition is in there is going to be more available to your body. Okay, because have you heard that a lot of people have digestion issues? Right? They don't have enough enzymes. So how helpful would it be to be eating foods that have already been partially digested or broken down, so the nutrition in the foods are more available to you? Wouldn't that be a good thing? I think so, as a nutritionist. And I am Diane Thompson. I'm a registered dietitian, holistic nutritionist, and I love helping people create great health in their lives so they can live a life of possibilities and not a life of limitations, right? Who wants more life with more possibilities, right? I do. I'm always looking to create better health in my own life. Okay, so let's look at, the fermentation process uses bacteria, yeasts, and fungi in the environment to start breaking down the food. Okay, so a good example, and this one's probably something you're familiar with, is sauerkraut. Okay, sauerkraut, which is just another name for fermented cabbage. And I have made lots of sauerkraut in this house. I love it. I didn't to start with, I'll be honest with you. It was like, this is a little bit on the sour side. It might even be a little salty. You know what I mean? So there is a process of getting used to eating those kinds of things. But once you do, your gut, let me just tell you, will be happy that you did that you're eating those things, okay? So, and we're going to look at different cultures. Where did these foods come from? Whoever started, sauerkraut? Who started kimchi? We're going to look at that kind of stuff. And what happens when you eat those things? What are the health benefits to eating those things? Because there's lots of them. And you don't have to eat a lot. How cool is that? It's not like I'm going to ask you to eat, 2 cups worth every single day or anything like that. It's not going to be much at all. So, kimchi. Now, you see that in the grocery store sometimes. Kimchi's spicy, and it comes from Korea. That's where most cultures, healthier cultures, have fermented foods as part of their regular diet. Did you know that? Guess what? Americans don't. We don't have any cultured foods in our, maybe yogurt, but I'm not going to talk about yogurt today. It's not one of my favorite foods. It comes from cows, usually cows that have been fed all kinds of, hormones and things like that, antibiotics, and those aren't things you really want to put in your body. So, okay, so kimchi is cabbage that has chili pepper, garlic, and salt added to it. And it's really pretty spicy. So, like I said earlier, the fermentation process makes the food better for you, more easy to digest, and it helps preserve the food, right? And that's partially how all of these cultured foods began before we had refrigeration. And they were getting some health benefits to boot. So how cool is that? So we can, the problem with our culture today, the American culture is, because of all the things that we have, all the technology and stuff like that, we give up all the good things to use all these technologies, and they're not always benefiting us. I'm not going to say none of those things benefit us, but maybe we need to borrow from the past to create the health that we want today. Okay, so you end up with better digestion by eating fermented foods. You get more availability of vitamins and minerals. Did you know that? And then probably one of the, well, I don't know if it's the best, but it's close to the top. You get a better balance of healthy bacteria in your gut, which is then going to mean you're going to have less tummy issues, right? A lot less tummy issues, and probably less gas as well. Okay? Who wouldn't want that, right? Have you ever been embarrassed? You let one out and you're pretty embarrassed. I have. Okay, not anymore. So fermentation, raw fermentation, can help you with some of those embarrassing moments, okay? So yeah, you get better balance of healthy to not so healthy bacteria in your gut. It's all about balance when it comes to your gut, okay? So sauerkraut, I mentioned that a little earlier, comes from Northern Europe. Okay, and that helps improve digestion, even helps with circulation. Did you know that? Circulation of all things, okay? Lowers cholesterol, reduces inflammation, and it helps strengthen your bones. So, wow, is that a big surprise? It was to me. Okay, let's look at pickles. Pickles, which I have pickles every day for breakfast. Ran out of our sauerkraut, so now we're eating pickles with our eggs for breakfast in the morning, okay? So pickles are fermented cucumbers, right? And they really help with the release of vitamin E, okay? Vitamin E. And bone and heart health. How cool is that? So all of these fermented foods have huge value to us, and we've thrown them on the wayside. So let's bring them back in and use a little bit, a couple times a day. I'm going to tell you how much in just a minute here. And then there's miso. I don't know if you've ever had it. Now, I can't say that I've ever had miso, okay? But it's fermented soybeans, and they're anti-aging. It's kind of becomes like, I want to say like soybean curd. It looks like that, you know. So anyway, it's anti-aging, contributes to healthy skin. Who doesn't want healthy skin? Supports your immune system. It's great for bone health and for a healthy nervous system. Lots of great things. Hi, Betsy. And then natto is a Japanese food, and it really supports your immune system and your heart health. Okay, Americans, the highest rate of disease in this country is heart disease. So let's start eating a little bit of natto, okay, and help with that. Now, kimchi, which I love, kimchi is comes from Korea, and it's cabbage spice. Korea, cabbage spices, and it started in the seventh century. So it's been around for ages, right? So it's great for digestive health also, and cardiovascular health. Okay, so lots of really good reasons to be eating some of these fermented foods, cultured foods, okay? And how much am I talking about? Because you do want to, start slow, because your gut is not going to be used to these things. And all of a sudden, if you got all these new bacteria in there, you're going to get some gas, okay? So start really slow, 1 to 2 tablespoons, and get up to maybe 1/4 of a cup twice a day is really pretty much what we're looking for. And you can do more if you'd like, but really you're going to get some great benefits. And here's what I was doing some research earlier today. 1 serving of sauerkraut has more probiotics than a whole bottle of probiotics. Can you believe that? So yeah, that is a ton of probiotics. So that's why you kind of want to take it slow, but it's definitely a great way to save some money, and you're going to have a much broader exposure to a lot of different types of bacteria, whereas most probiotics have 1 to 7, if you're lucky 100. So you're going to get way more exposure than that. So now keep in mind that most store-bought probiotics or cultured foods are pasteurized. Okay, so that means the heat, they've been heated to a certain, I want to say it's 212, but don't quote me on that. It's going to kill off any bacteria. And they think that's the point of doing it, right? They don't want you to get any bacteria. We don't live in a sterile environment, and we don't want to live in a sterile environment. But people have this crazy notion that fewer bacteria is better for you. Baloney, okay? It's baloney. It's not true. So anyway, so if you're going to get store-bought probiotics, I have a whole list of there's 7 on the list that you can use. I also have a video that I created that shows you how to make your own in about 10 minutes. So if you're interested in that, put it in the comments section. Put gut, and then I'll get back to you, okay? Now, here are some really interesting facts that has research to support it, because I don't, being a dietitian, research and that kind of stuff is really important to me, and I think it should be for you also. But the use of antibiotics has actually been connected with the risk of diabetes and obesity. Okay? Yeah. Is that a surprise to you? If it is, put in, surprise. Okay, so trying to eradicate all bacteria from our guts is not a healthy thing. It started out with the intention of being a healthy thing, because we get weirded out about bacteria, right? We got to kill everything with antibiotics, and that's just not a good thing. Okay, so there's research supporting what I just said. So taking a daily 1 or 2 servings of probiotics is going to really help repopulate your gut with those healthy bacteria, and it's going to contribute to long-lasting health, okay? Because everything starts in the gut. Everything. okay? So like I said, start slow. And if you want more information about, you know, that video I just told you about, and then those brands, the 7 brands of probiotics that are not pasteurized, type it in the comments section. I hope this has been really helpful for you, and I'm wishing you great health so you can live a life of possibilities. Bye.